Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Ruin Runners. I am your host, Richter Hammer. This is my turn for the radio play. We're on episode 3, and joining us today, we have Stacy playing Paik, the Changeling Rogue.
Woo!
That didn't sound like Stacy. We have Mole playing Cardon Falpel and his dog Krull, the half-dwarf hunter.
Totally, sort of, but literally, eh.
There we go. Oh, okay.
One of us sounds like that.
Yeah, there you Oh, you just swapped. Okay. And Jim is Umberdon, the elf librarian.
Indeed.
Also, I'm happy to announce that all your prayers have been answered. I've been writing in super hard. We're finally get a good clay face inspired by Richter Hammer.
Yeah.
There's going to be a good Clayface leading one of the Bat Family comics in the moment, which is going to be awesome.
There is. They heard you, and now they're doing it. Thank you.
Nice. I'm taking all the credit.
I assume he's based on the older good one that people don't really talk about much, but I like to think they were listening in and thought, no, people want a good Clayface. Also, I would like to give a shout out to Wife Blade. Hopefully her spin-off show goes well.
Nice.
That's what happened. We crossed over, and she's going to launch into Wife Blade Warrior Princess, and it'll do better than our Legendary Journeys.
Wife Blade Warrior Princess.
Yes.
Woodwatch.
Hangouts canon.
Yeah, like I said, it'll do better than our Legendary Journeys.
Exactly. Rick, to make sure you retain your attorney so that you get your residuals.
Yes.
Also, hi Kevin Sorbo.
Yes. I like him. Although he went crazy, didn't he? Like in last couple of years or something.
I don't know. I like him, but he doesn't like me.
Well, I mean, you have done that. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I've done that myself because screaming Hercules when I see him at a convention. I like that. I don't know if it was or not. It might just be paranoia or whatever. But
Paranoia.
Yeah, paranoia. The next year, like I said, I swear he was looking at me angrily. I was like, "Yeah, I made a nemesis and a Hercules."
Nice.
Saying that out loud makes him more my nemesis.
To be fair, that's a pretty good, nemesis to have is Hercules.
Yep. And this is the good Hercules too. This is the one that actually shows up, not the one that just comes via satellite.
Oh my god, that needs to be a thing. And the Herc says.
And the Herc says.
I kind of wish he just did that. I would love to see just a 10-minute thing where The Rock does Hercules, but as The Rock.
I can't wait till I watch the next DC film starring The Rock when he's like Shazam, because he's meant to be Shazam and Black Adam, where the little kid goes Shazam and just a TV appears with The Rock's face on it, phoning in some dialogue that he's clearly reading from an auto cue.
He turns from Connor into the Warrior. And that's how I went to hell. Anyway.
It's cool, dude.
Rick is gonna go to hell when he dies. Rick is gonna go to hell when he dies.
Just wait, Rick. Eventually, Undertaker's son will debut, and it'll be called Connor the Undead. Fans will know.
Oh, if that wasn't a possibility, it would be far more offensive. But that could happen, so it's funny.
Ruin Runners!
Yay. Alright, so anyway.
Sponsored by Skills.
Yes. So anyway, here we are, episode 3. And I suppose we will jump right into it.
Yo, yo, yo.
The scene opens up in the familiar tavern with the group sitting at their ever-present table in the corner. A knight in full battle armor comes in through the door and spots the group. He then clanks his way over to their table. Hello, friends. Thank you for coming to the aid of myself and the guild. So we, 1, 2, 3. I thought there was a fourth. Anyway,
And the dog's there.
Yes. Hello, friend dog. Well met. So, here's the job that we have for you today. In some nearby ruins, there is a special magical bottle of ink, and I was meant to retrieve it, and well, unfortunately, I took another one with me from the guild, and we were quickly overrun by zombies when we got inside, and he didn't make it. And shamefully, I fled because I felt, well, better to give up the job than my life. But instead, I'm getting you to finish the job that I could not.
Huh. That's gotta be a first. We're actually being told in advance about the enemies.
There you go.
This could be fun. And
That will give us.
magic ink. I guess it's true. The pen is mightier than the sword.
Oh.
It would seem so. At least this time we can properly plan our attack in advance, since we know what we're dealing with.
Yes, 'twas a luxury I was ill afford. I hope, mage, he points to Phineas, you are equipped with fire to deal with these.
Do you know what does the undead look like? Maybe I can blend among them and then strike them from behind on like multiple fronts.
You see, Phineas? Even this guy, he's just met you, and even he knows you like to burn stuff down. Always with the burning. Why? Why with the burning?
Well, it'll serve you well here, friend. And as for your question, milady, they appear to be humanoid zombies. I don't know if there were any other races mixed in there. There were several, and we were overrun fairly quickly. And I do not know if anything awaits further in the ruins, as this was shamefully fairly early on.
All right.
I feel like we should ask: did the zombies just descend upon you, or was there something you triggered that caused them to appear?
Well, when we first came in, the room was fairly dark, and as we made our way through, they just rushed us. I do not know if they were from elsewhere or were there the entire time.
Very well.
That's fine. We can take care of them.
At least we got a heads up.
With my trusty bow and her. What is it you do again? Knife and crossbow, and with his fire, we can take care of him.
Yep.
We should be all right.
All right. Well, when you are done finding the inkwell, come back to the guild, and we will give you your payment. All we know is that in one of the deepest rooms was apparently an old mage's quarters, and it should have it. It's a about hand-sized silver bottle. As far as I know, it should be fairly obvious, but of course, as you know, we did not get far enough in to tell for sure.
Could you give us a map to the ruins? There's quite a lot of ruins around here.
Yeah, there seems to be quite a few rooms in this area.
Ah, yes, there are. Those ancient civilizations are quite prolific. Yes, here's a map that will lead you to the ruins. He puts a piece of paper down on the table.
And I have to ask, is this an old quarters that belong to a mage, or quarters that belong to an old mage?
Of that I am not sure. I assume they are old and belong to a mage. I do not know, sorry.
That's fine. Come on, Quill. Yeah, come on, boy. We got this, he says, slowly getting up with his stick.
The group gets up and then leaves through the door and heads to the ruins. We then start in the entrance to the ruins, which is a long hallway with 2 double doors at the end of it.
I feel like I should push you into those doors, Phineas, but
Like that last
No,
time.
I'm going to say this in advance. You will not push me.
I feel like I've overused that joke last week, so just set the doors on fire.
We could try just opening the doors. They might not be locked, considering that
Make them
those guys
invisible
were already
again.
inside.
That is true, but I'd assume they'd be locked, because otherwise wouldn't all the zombies come out?
True, but who would lock the door? Zombies are not known for being particularly dexterous.
Can you just make it invisible so we can see what's on the other side of it?
Okay, he's right. Let's just we can do this.
And so we know they went into the dark room before the zombies attacked, so let's just keep an eye on things in here.
Or just do a fire spell, or at least a light spell, so it's not a dark room.
Agreed. It was rather useful on our last adventure.
Not my
Phineas,
stick.
not your stick this time?
Not my stick.
Very well. Phineas walks over to the side and breaks breaks a small branch off of a nearby tree, and then waves his hand, lighting up the tip of it with a light spell. All right, let's see what we've got. The group opened the doors and head inside.
Inside is a large circular room with a door on the left and a door on the right. Inside, several zombies can be seen shuffling along. They have not noticed the group yet.
I don't think they've noticed our group yet.
Even better for a surprise attack.
Pake, you go stand in the corner.
There's no corner, it's a round room.
At any rate...
Hey, zombies!
Why would you do that?
Several of the zombies stop and turn to slowly face the group.
Pull out his bow and arrow, pulls back one and just takes a shot at one of them as he quickly turns to explain to the group. Look, they were going to attack us anyway. We might as well get this over with.
You could have had the element of surprise, he says, as she looses one arrow. Or bolt.
They're zombies. They don't understand what's going on much anyway. We're always surprising them.
Technically, he's not wrong. Not that I agree with the action. Phineas waves an arm back, summoning his fireball and rolling it along the ground, knocking a zombie over.
Say it again with the fire.
That's his thing.
Did you not hear the guy say fire? Zombies are weak to fire. Try reading a book, man.
I don't really read. I more hunt.
Aims another bolt at the zombie's head. Lets it loose.
More zombies stepping over their fallen comrades come at the group. A few come off a pile that has a man or a former man in armor slumped over. They were consuming him, and then turn their attention toward the group of our heroes.
Reloads. Shoots another one at a zombie head.
The arrow sticks in its head, and the zombie collapses to the ground.
See, their head's their weakness.
Okay, let's do this, he says as he loads up his bow again. Again, he pulls it back, taking a breath. The arrow flies through the air, almost poetically.
Hits a zombie in the head who falls over. The zombie behind him trips over the zombie and falls down and starts crawling.
Nice shot.
This one's for you, he's on the ground. Bowl him over with your fireball.
You got it. Phineas does so, bowling him over with the fireball.
Zombie or not zombie? That is the question.
Nope, the answer is no zombie. Peek says as she looses another arrow. Or bolt.
Didn't you make a Shakespeare reference last week? Is this going to be a recurring thing on these adventures?
Yeah,
Read
there's
a
nothing
book,
wrong with a
lad.
bit of education.
last group of 5 zombies starts shambling toward the group.
All right, last ones.
Cool. How about you do this? You can do this, dog. His dog runs, biting into a zombie. Arrgh.
The zombie moans and falls over.
I feel like I hadn't used him to attack anything in last week or the week before. He needs a bit of, you know what I mean? He needs a bit of action.
I'll shoot another one in the leg, so then our magic guy here can finish him. At least there's another bullet at its legs. Or walking zombie's legs.
The arrow hits it in the kneecap and it stumbles over.
Or walking zombie kneecaps.
Get a nice pile.
Phineas summons a fireball in his hand and pulls over, firing, rolling it right at the pile of zombies.
The zombies cease moaning as they are all turned into charred ash.
Be careful, dude. My dog's over there.
Sorry.
Come here, boy. He brings his dog back to him. It's okay.
Well, that was not altogether difficult.
That was actually quite fun.
Hey, can you do a shrinking spell on this guy's armor?
I believe
Shrink his armor? What, so it's extra tight?
No, I'm just saying we could take it with us and sell it later.
she has a valid point. That it would not hurt to get a little extra funding out of this. I can't help but notice that the fellow at the bar did not mention how much he was paying us.
At the very least, maybe he'll want his fellow's armor back. Maybe he'll give us a little extra, be extra happy, or extra funds, whatever we decide to do.
I assume how much he's going to pay us will depend on how magical this ink is.
Touche. At any rate, Phineas waves his hand, shrinking the armor and putting it into his bag of holding. Give that to him later. Alright, once again left or right. And do not shove me into any doors.
I wasn't planning to.
Good.
He says as he shoves him into the wall.
What good did that do?
I mean, it's good for morale.
Yeah, good for morale.
Anyway, let's open the door on the right.
It's as good a choice as any.
The half-dwarf laughed as he pats the librarian on the back.
The right door opens up and reveals a dark hallway. They can vaguely see some stones barring the path. This hallway is of no use to them.
Dead end.
Wrong door. Okay, now we go to the left one.
Well, that's gotta be, he says as he looks at the librarian, an alpha steam killer.
Haha!
Phineas rolls his eyes and walks over to the left door. Let's see what we have here. If that wasn't the correct door, then I'd say we should be careful on this one. Phineas waves his hand, turning the door transparent to see what's behind it.
Behind they can see a dark hallway that curves to the right.
Well, it looks safe for the moment, but who knows what's around that corner. Be prepared.
I'm prepared.
Grab your torch and let's go.
Phineas picks up the stick holding the light, opens the door, and the trio begin down the dark hallway.
The three make their way down the semicircular long hallway. And in the middle, they see about halfway through it, they see a pile of bones that starts to move around.
Ah, shoot it in the head. Quick. It's rumbling.
It's a skeleton again.
Pig
Maybe.
takes a shot at the head.
A strange animal skull is seen, and the bones trail behind it, almost like a serpent, as it slithers toward them, a weird creature made of bone.
Yet another bone creature. Almost as prevalent as the ruins in around here.
That is true. But I feel we can take this out.
Indeed,
Says
we
he
should be able.
loads up his bow and fires it at the snake creature.
Indeed,
The
if you two can knock it apart, I can probably freeze it like with those skeletons.
The snake slithers to the side, and the arrow hits the ground. It then continues moving at the group.
It's fast.
It's furious.
It's fabulous.
It's
snake lunges up
insert
and
adjective here.
Why don't you use your ice powers and freeze it?
I'll try to pin it down
Our,
with the
our
arrow.
bows and arrows our arrows aren't working. We need to keep our ammo. But librarian, freeze it.
Alright.
It's worth a shot. Phineas makes a hand gesture and then fires a blast of ice at the creature, attempting to freeze it.
Oh, you're starting to memorize your spells? I thought you had to look everything up.
He's learning.
Yay.
I just used this one before. I remembered it basically, but I also made sure to glance at the book before we came in here. I figured carrying it and the torch was going to render defense a bit difficult.
That's also true.
Hey, what if you shrunk the book and then put it inside your ear so it was directly into your brain?
I don't
Whoa.
think that would work.
It doesn't work that way.
You know. The dwarf smiles, clearly joking with the group.
Fire another ice spell.
The ice spell hits the snake and freezes it. When another one comes from behind, another snake comes from behind the frozen one and attacks Pig.
We should have seen it coming.
Ah! Pig does a backflip to get away and fires an arrow at it.
The arrow hits it toward the center, breaking off some of the bones. The snake, now shorter, is slightly quicker and lunges at the librarian.
Get this thing off of me.
Whoa!
Okay.
Phineas ducks as the snake flies past him.
It's okay. He says as he slams his stick down hard onto the snake.
Oh, thanks.
The skull at the front of it shatters, and the bones twitch a little bit, and then cease their movement.
You gotta whack a snake. But I think cut off the head of a snake and it dies.
Is there like a head of the heads of the snakes so we don't have to like kill one snake and all the other snakes will die?
No, it means the head of the actual snake, which means it's pretty much like the ones in the wild. Sometimes you can cut off a snake's tail and it can actually live and come back to get you. But if you cut off its head, it dies. That's why whenever you see a snake, look in its eyes, pull out your blade.
Oh my god, let's just
I
freaking
think
shoot
it's
arrows
life.
into it. Pig aims and shoots another arrow at a snake.
The bones crack, and the snake stops moving.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Yep, good job. Like I said, aim for the head.
There are no more snakes to be seen, and the group makes their way through the hallway into a room. Inside the room, on one corner they see a bookshelf, on another they see a desk, but between them they see two large hulking creatures that appear like Frankenstein's monsters, like they are the flesh of people or other creatures sewn together. There are two large flesh golems staring at them.
Peg, when you go to him and ask him nicely if we can have our ink.
Yeah, how about you do that? You're the one with the, humor and wit and charm and...
I'm an old, poor, defenseless, disabled old man, and you're gonna try and send me in first? Heartless.
I have incredibly thin bones and I'm very fragile.
Those snakes were incredibly thin bones and fragile.
Yeah, what's your point?
They were still annoying and deadly, so hop to it.
I don't want to die. Those snakes are dead.
Okay, librarian, what does your book say about these flesh golems?
You so kindly and patiently, just waiting for us to ready ourselves. Thank you very much for that.
Well, I'm guessing it's probably because they're not seeing us as a threat. It's like an animal in the wild where they'll only attack if you're a threat, which means my guess is we might get our ass kicked here.
That is possible, but if we can manage to get a hold of the ink without appearing a threat, we may be able to avoid a fight, at least a direct one. Ah, indeed. It does say the flesh golems are incredibly strong, but because of their size, they're also incredibly slow. Well, no offense, old fellow, but Pake and I should at least have a speed advantage.
All right.
So if we can move quickly, we might be able to get around them right when we need and get out before they can catch us. But we'll have to be careful because if they get close enough, it's going to be very difficult to get out of their grasp.
Well, why don't you just cast invisibility on yourself so they can't see you?
That is an option. Or Pake,
or you could sneak up to them and get caught, but either works.
Or we could just have a Pake turn into either one of the zombies or one of them and just walk up and get the ink.
They're right there. They see us.
I don't think they have it. They would have attacked us by now.
But they see us. They just don't view us as a threat yet. Isn't that how that works?
See, she heard what I mentioned. Librarian, you need to clean out your ears. Not so good with the listening.
And considering how big your ears are, it might take a while.
At any rate, let's see here. What do you think? Do we sneak, or do we try to fight them off?
Part of they see us, do you not understand? You can't sneak when people already see you.
They see us, but when one of us goes invisible, they don't know where we go.
Oh yeah, but they can still assume where we are. And take, and guess.
Well, we could
spin the air.
Yeah, we could do this. He says as he just pushes Pake forward into the room.
At least it wasn't me this time.
Pig tried to do backflip to escape.
The flesh golems stare and start to move slightly toward the door. Once Pake exits the room, they both stop and then slowly walk back to where they had started.
Okay, so yeah, they seem to be doing this, so let's go back out there a little bit further so they can't see us anymore. Go invisible and sneak past them.
Okay.
Seems like the best option. Alright. Here we go. Phineas waves his hands for a moment, rendering his compatriots invisible. And just a moment. He then performs a spell on himself. Alright.
You have to be quiet because it's not gonna hide our sound.
Yeah, they'll try to follow our footsteps. Be quiet.
I'll stay back because stick.
Right, good idea. Keep an eye on it. If they spot us, start shooting. Peg and Phineas begin quietly tiptoeing into the room.
As they move past the flesh golems, in one corner they can see the desk. On top of it are some pieces of paper and some books, but also atop it sits a silver inkwell.
Let's get it.
All right.
Just grab it all and put it in your bag of holding.
Okay. Phineas tiptoes toward the desk, reaching out and taking the ink.
Also get the box.
As his hand gets very close to the desk, a small pop can be heard, and they are both visible. A magic barrier has disabled their invisibility spell.
Shit.
Oh, bloody hell.
Okay, grab the books and
Well,
grab the books and head through the door.
Yes, you think?
he fires his arrow as best as he can towards one of the erring golems.
The arrow hits it in the back as it's turning to deal with Pake and Phineas. Both of them, ignoring the damage the arrow caused, shamble toward the two intruders that they
Pig
have
puts the
sensed.
books in her sack and starts to fire an arrow while running away.
Alright, come on, let's get out of here.
Do we have the ink?
Yes.
Yes, it's in my bag of holding. And I've got an idea. You two, start moving down the hallway.
That is a nice bag of holding, is it new?
It's
No,
the same one.
that's why I've kept my books. I've had it since you met me.
Fair enough, he says.
As his compatriots start moving down the hallway, and the golems start walking toward Phineas by the door. All right, so you're big and strong, but you're also not very fast, and I'm assuming you're not very bright. I'd say this slows you down. Not you. Phineas waves his hand, casting an ice spell on the floor, placing ice beneath the golems, causing them to slip as they try to walk toward the door. That should buy us time. Let's go.
Can I just do one tiny thing?
Sure, go ahead.
He grabs the ink and dunks an arrow into it, pulls it back, and fires it at the golems. Curious what the magic will do.
Interesting thought.
The arrow hits the golem square in the chest. It begins to convulse around, and then stops moving.
I did not see that coming.
It's like some kind of paralyzing ink.
Yeah, whatever it is, it's effective against those creatures.
Yup. So let's get out of here.
Agreed.
Also, we can sell the extra books that were on the desk.
Oh, good, you got the books. Excellent. I'll have to see what those are.
They're books, didn't you hear?
Well, obviously they're books, but there are many wide varieties of books.
They could be extra spell books for him.
They could be spell books, they could be on regular books, they could be a book like that evil book that we retrieved for that fellow last week, which, by the way, luckily for us, that fellow was actually working for a special magical library you probably haven't heard of where they store dangerous books like that, so he was apparently on the level. Just FYI.
Oh, cool.
I was wondering where he hid that.
Yeah, I followed him afterwards because I was concerned given the evil-feeling nature of that book when we handed it over. I wanted to make sure. But enough banter. Let's get out of here before that other one figures out how to get past the ice.
Yep, let's go.
The trio run down the hallway toward the door of the ruins.
The group makes their way through the large circular room and out the entrance.
Yay.
Oh,
Hey,
Meeting
can
up
you,
back at the guild.
Oh, good.
As they run out, Phineas closes the door behind him and casts ice on the door to hold it closed. Just want to make sure they don't follow us.
Sounds like a plan.
The group head to the guild as indicated on the map.
Inside the guild, they see the knight from earlier. Friends, welcome back. Have you retrieved the ink and completed the mission?
Yep.
Indeed, we
Yeah.
have.
We also have your friend's armor here. I thought you might like it.
Oh,
And
thank
I
you,
will-
thank you.
I will just say we know the ink paralyzes.
It does? Huh. I don't know. I just retrieved to find it. I don't really know anything about it. It was just posted here.
At the very least, it worked on a flesh golem.
There were flesh golems in there? Huh.
Yeah, throw it with the
Man.
ink. Be glad you didn't get that far.
Apparently, the zombies were bad enough. I imagine those things are quite the eyesore, I must say. I've fought one before and would not care to repeat it.
Yep.
Neither would we.
Yep, zombies, bone snakes, and flesh golems. Just seems like a regular day
Oh,
at the
my.
office for me.
Hmm.
Phineas, give him the armor.
Indeed, Phineas removes the items from the bag of holding and places them on the table.
Well, thank you. As for the guild rules, though, those are yours to take. So
You don't want the
feel
armor of
free.
your brethren? I thought like they had do like some kind of like I don't know, dead mourning process or something with that.
Well, we do, but usually any after effects are split up among any people that retrieve the person or find evidence of their fate. So you are free to keep that.
Okay.
Hmm. Very good. Pake, if we're going to keep this armor, you might want to use it. Given that of the three of us, you're the most susceptible to damage, it would be most useful to you.
As long as it doesn't slow me down. Or at least I can use it to sell it to buy maybe leather armor
It
or
would,
some kind
it
of
would
padded armor.
it'd slow you down, but not as much as being dead would.
He makes a point.
Or I could possibly have it modified to be more shaped towards my body so it wouldn't slow me down because it'd be shaped, you know.
Any additional
For a
weight will slow
large
you
knight,
down.
and
That's how
I'm like a
physics
really
work.
slender, you know, person, so I doubt it would even fit.
Well, you could always sell it and buy yourself some armor that does fit. That's a lighter.
That's what I said. But also, let's see what was in those books.
Yep, but like I said, any armor will slow you down. It's how excess weight works.
Yeah,
This is true.
but it's
But it's
best
a
to
matter
be
of
fitted.
balancing a little excess weight with your defense.
Yep.
No risk, no reward, as they say.
So let's see what was in those books.
Indeed, Phineas removes the books and they begin to look through them.
These appear to be some magic tomes. I guess it really was a mage's quarters.
Evidently.
So you got some new spells to learn too. I give
Excellent.
this to you and my friend.
Thank you. I'll have to study these. Perhaps some of these items in the book will be useful for any future adventures we might get summoned on.
Hey, maybe the spell's there to summon flesh golems. It'd be cool if we could have them on our side.
Zombies and flesh golems, that would be interesting, and that would make sense if it was the mage's quarters. Perhaps he inadvertently summoned the creatures and was unable to contain them, and they were the cause of his doom.
I'd like a pet flesh golem. No offense, boy. You're still my favorite.
Just so you know, we're supposed to be paid as well. So if we could see the gold, no offense, not that I think you're gonna
Yes.
skip out.
No, that's fine, friend. Here, hand me over the inkwell, and I shall turn it in for us.
Phineas hands over the inkwell.
Thank you. The knight walks over to a counter, puts it in, converses with the person, gets a bag of gold, and brings it back. Well, here you go, friends. It is 100 gold for the contract. I obviously failed, so I will take none of this. This is for the three of you to split.
Thank you, that is appreciative.
Okay, 100 between us, 3 of us. I say,
Something.
I'd say 30 each, and give the extra 10 to the librarian. He did save us the most with his ice
Sure.
Oh, I greatly
and carrying.
Oh, I do appreciate that. It is rather thoughtful.
Cool.
However, Phineas puts 5 of the extra in his pocket, but gives 5 back to the half dwarf. Why don't you give an extra 5? You have a second mouth to feed, after all.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You did good today, kid.
As did we all.
Yay!
Yay! Indeed.
I like extra loot too. Dum-dum.
Neat. The 3 head out of the guild and on their ways, waiting for the next adventure.
All right, there you have it. That was episode 3.
I need more spells. I'm starting to get repetitive. I'm gonna have to make up some. I'm gonna have to make up some new spells I found in those books to use.
When you summon
Good idea.
bees, a
My
spelling
God.
bee.
Spelling bee.
No, we're not doing that.
Sorry, it's hard to stop making a few weird jokes while also speaking like this.
Fair enough.
Hi, Rick. You're the best one.
All right, my spell chart actually does have a summon the undead spell. If we really want to go that route.
Yay! Now you can bring back happy days.
Okay then. At any rate, would you care to take us home? Oh, have me one.
That needs to be a spell to resurrect everyone who's ever been in Happy Days ever for a reunion show.
Maybe.
A zombie reunion.
Zombie Happy Days reunion. Why isn't that Matt? Seems like something they would make.
Oh, wait,
Yeah.
he's not dead yet. He's not dead yet. Get on it, Marcus.
Well, anyway, thank you very much for joining us. Come on back next week and another exciting episode of Ruin Runners. Thank you very much, and good night.